Queen of the Dam, right?
Yeah, it's some Britney Spears.
Can we slide our chairs closer? This is fucking weird being so far back. I want to go sit with everybody in the crowd. But
Here, we can just move right down here.
Can't do it with one hand. There, now we were closer, we're bonded. Hi, how are you? Oh my God, this is, you know what time it is? Why do you guys have so much energy? That's crazy, I love it. First and foremost, guys, thank you so much for coming out and listening to me yip yap. For those of you who are underage, from time to time, I might slip and curse. I will try not to, but if I'm offensive, never my intention. So just a pre-warning, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I did this. Like my lack of education comes out with stupid curse words. So my apologies in advance. But hi, thank you for coming out, and let's hop into this.
Yeah, sure thing, man. So I guess let's start out with current projects you're working on, anything you got going on that you can talk about, or things that you can't talk about.
It's a lot. It's so weird now. Like even like things that aren't supposed to be secret, they're like, we need you to sign this NDA. Like, man, no one gives two shits about your Tide commercial. Like, what do you do? You know, we have a lot of followers. Like, you do not. Shut up. No, I'm not in a Tide commercial, if that's what you're thinking. I'm not. No, I just did a project in South Africa. It's not, I can't say anything about it, but it'll be out in March. It should be around, I don't even know why I brought it up. I'm a dum-dum. It's like, here's the thing I can't tell you. I just came back from, right before this, I was up in Canada shooting a guest spot on the TV show Charmed, which I didn't know they were still doing. So like, they were very nice to me. I had a great time, happy to be there, and no disrespect to Charmed, but yeah, that's good. What else is going on? I don't know, I got other stuff in the works, and it's such a weird lifestyle. I've learned to surrender all these years where like, it's that conveyor belt of things come or things don't work out or they do, and you're just like, I don't know anymore, just let me know. If not, I'm gonna be watching bad movies with my animals, my wife at home. Totally cool.
Alright, so you brought up the animals. What kind of animals we got?
Wild ones.
Wild ones.
Sexy animals. No.
Oh, you remember that tiger from Hangover?
Wouldn't that be great though? Just make a BS exotic story. Like, well, I have a African-Iranian chimpanzee. It's crazy. I have a small, I think I have a mini elephant. Yeah.
Don't forget my lemur. His name's Steve.
Steve the lemur would be fantastic. No, we have like, my wife and I, we have 6 animals together. We have 3 dogs and 3 cats, and those of you who have kids, hats off to you. That's the next level, which we are not going to do. We decided we're not going to have kids, and that's our kids. But those of you who have kids, I keep thinking, wait, that's even more difficult than animals. Like, it's like animals that talk back to you. I can't know. I would lose my mind. And so yeah,
you can't kennel kids.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you can, but you get in trouble.
I did make a joke a long time ago when I used to teach martial arts. I always thought it'd be funny if I were to have a kid, because working with kids and training all the time, like coming home, like, wait, what did you say to your mom? Cool, go put your sparring gear on. No, Dad, no. Put your mouth guard in. It's not abuse if it's sparring. So those of you who are violent, just a little. No, it's just gonna come out like somewhere on like social media. My career's gonna be over. Like, Derek's totally into fighting kids. Like, I don't approve abuse.
I may or may not have bought my son boxing gloves for his 15th
See?
birthday.
That meant to test dad, man. Like, all right, And he always, like I said, what I've learned from my different like fighter and stunt friends, always go to the next level that they're not willing to go, especially with teenagers. And I was like, oh, noted. Okay, that way they're afraid of you.
Right.
I've learned that, man. That's pretty cool. I don't have teenagers, but I'm okay to beat some up. No.
All right, so 3 dogs and 3 cats.
Mm-hmm.
Which ones are yours and which ones are hers?
They're all ours.
Oh, okay. She's listening.
No, she. It's gotten to the point, my wife, Jenny, like, more people know Jenny at cons now, which is fantastic. Like, the best thing, the biggest compliment I can get at shows, it's this. Like, say you're me, people will come like, hey, man, what's going on? I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, where's Jenny? And I'm like, no, I get it. That's why I married her. She's super cool. But no, I brought 2 cats and a dog in the relationship. She brought a dog and 1 cat in the relationship, and we got a dog together. And We got a barnyard, guys. Like I've gotten to the point also. My one is a boxy. It's part boxer and part husky. And I don't know for those of you who have pets if you're in the same boat, but I've given up on trying to have either nice things or be clean. Because I'll go for like an audition somewhere. I'll meet with like high-end execs, and they're like, I'll have white husky hair like all over me, and I'm like, I swear to God, I'm a cleanly person. I shower. Like this is just. I clean the house, then immediately afterwards, it's like he shakes. I was like, God, are you kidding me? But life is good. Life is good.
It's the same with kids, bro. You clean the whole house, 5 minutes later, dude, tornado kid comes through, it's over.
I don't know how you do it. Don't get me wrong, I love people in general, but I can't imagine like, giving my dog food and they're going, I don't want to eat this. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're gonna eat it.
My dog goes crooked.
Oh, God. As a teacher, nothing but respect. I would lose my mind because I'm not even dealing with them, but dealing with the parents. Like, my special child is like, your special child's an asshole. Yeah, and guess what? Similar to when you teach martial arts, because like you're not just a martial art instructor, you're a therapist, you're a teacher, you're a counselor, and a lot of times when you have like a problem child, once you met the parents, you go, I see exactly where it comes from. Noted. How do I non-aggressively tell you how to help you out?
That whole apple falling from the tree thing.
Ooh, yeah. Holy crazy.
All right.
Holy crazy. I got my own words tonight. Got my own phrases.
That's like the bartender from Boondock Saints.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Oh my God, that's such a great movie. All right, so I guess we should probably actually talk about Friday the 13th.
Whatever you want, dude. Whatever you want.
All right. So let me ask: did you, when you were casting for Friday the 13th, did you use an agent, or was that like a free sign-up type thing, or how that work?
Free sign-up.
Well, like the walk-in type audition.
I went to the board. I wrote my name on the board.
You get the little tear-down thing from the Menards, You know how it works. So funny. That's how Hollywood works, right?
There's an X in my locker. I got Jason. I'm like, I got it. So cool, part of the team. No, how I got cast was I asked afterwards kind of how it all went down, and what I was told was that the producers asked a bunch of different industry professionals who they thought would be a good Jason, and I'm so lucky because they kept saying like this time around we want a professional actor, and there's no disrespect. That's just their thing. Not to anybody. I'm a fan of all the guys before me as well. But they go, we really want a professional actor this time, but also someone who can survive, the physicality and the makeup. And I guess a bunch of different industry professionals kept in different circles. My name kept popping up and going, that's the guy you want. And they only ended up bringing 2 of us in for the meeting. I thought there'd be hundreds of people. And they asked me a bunch of different questions, like there's no dialogue for the character, like we don't know how to audition you because there is no dialogue. And then dumb theater jerkface started going into like Greek mask theory. Oh, the mask is one entity, the actor's a second entity. When you put them together, it's a third entity. So when you explore, they're like, Jesus, shut up. And at one point they go like, we think you might be overqualified. I go, no, man, I'm a nerd. I'm a total nerd. But I explained like my theory with a lot of the mask work or the prosthetics. I go, my own personal mentality is that language is only 10% of communication, which is a proven fact. And so when you're approaching a character like this that doesn't have any dialogue, I go, you have to approach it the same way you would if you had dialogue, that when you're committed to the scene, sincerely to what's going on, and you're understanding the story arc for the entire movie, you have to trust that energy is captured, it goes through the mask and is captured on camera. I go, if you're going, people go, sometimes you're a body actor, or I'm like, no. That's not how it works. Because if you do that, being that Jason can only see out of one eye, or like you can only use your body, like that's indicating that's bad acting. I'm not going to be like, look how angry I am. Like, no, if you're angry, you have to feel it, and it's an inner to outer feeling, so that it's captured on camera that way. And you have to trust it, and that's kind of the hardest things. Even like the subtleties that make it real. As long I pretend there's a giant monitor on my head that's turned around so everybody can see it, and whatever it is I'm thinking or feeling has to be authentic. Because if it's not, you're going to be able to read and go, oh, he's not real. Because sometimes we've seen, different masked characters from time to time when that guy's, I'm not scared of that guy. There's nothing going on because there's nothing going on behind the mask and nothing's coming through. It sounds kind of metaphysical and kind of artsy, but it's that similar thing. Like if you were to be in this room by yourself, facing this way, and if someone walked in the room behind you, though you didn't see them, as human beings, we can kind of sense that they're there or not. I know it sounds weird, but I believe in that. So yeah, they called up that night, and I remember like sitting down on my stairs in my house and going, just trying to breathe, because they go, well, so you're the guy, and being that I'm such a fan of the series, inside I was like a 12-year-old like cheerleader, like girl going like, and outside I'm like, that sounds great. Well, cool. We'll have the managers talk. We'll figure out the dates. I'm very excited to be a part of the project. Yeah, but inside like, this is amazing.
You gave him the whole "my people call your people."
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we'll make it happen, guys. I'm a big nobody. He'll love this. So stupid. I love it. It's also like one thing I love about these horror cons. There's a different fan. Like we're all fans of multiple genres of things like sci-fi or comic books. But with the horror fans, I don't know if it's because we all felt like we're outcasts at certain points or what. But there's such a camaraderie and kindness. And I try to tell people who aren't a part of the horror circles that come to our horror circle, and I go, you can walk around a con and not be an introvert and not know anybody. By the time you leave, you have a whole new set of friends. And I love doing like these kind of intimate Q&As where it's like, oh man, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't necessarily have to be the films or whatever, but we're all here just to celebrate horror, and I just love like the camaraderie. It's really cool. So, you're so nice. So nice. I'm paying you $20 a server.
Dang, you didn't even know you can make money.
Guys, seriously. What? Oh my God. Let me pay for your student school supplies because nobody else will. Yeah, man, that's another thing also. I try to like build a playing field. Like, we're all fans of something, but the craziness to me is like I'll meet people and they'll get excited about like, oh, you do this and do that. I go, my life philosophy is that no one is better than anybody else. We all have skills in different areas, and you respect everybody until they give a reason not to. And it just blows my mind when you meet certain people, no matter what their job is, like they're a CEO or something, or they're an actor, and they're so full of themselves, like, do you know who I am? I've done this and blah, blah, blah. Hey, fancy CEO, can your money or lawyer stop me from physically strangling you right now? No. And I go, so it's all, I'm not trying to threaten you, but that's just perspectives of how we're dealing with things. It's like, oh, cool. Like, because they're used to everyone saying yes and like kind of bowing to them because they have money or something stupid. And it's like, money's dumb. Like, it's not who you are. So, anyways, we're all on the same page. That's why I have nothing but respect, like for teachers and whatnot, day after day, and like shaping our youth and trying to make things better. Like, thank you for doing what you do. Sincerely.
I'm just glad Derek doesn't like smashing people for no reason.
You say smashing people?
Very stupid. Look how big I am.
Look how Derek's smart. You know smart. Derek likes to eat burger, no onions. That's how I make friends. I've talked about it before. I've always wanted to do a con because a lot of times, or do an appearance, so many people, a lot of my career-wise, like, no disrespect, you shouldn't know my career at all, but a lot of them will just know Jason, and they don't know, they've never heard me talk or anything like that, and it makes me laugh. I'm like, I would love to do like some sort of weird foreign accent or something. They're like, hello, nice to meet you. Yes, I played the Jason character. Screw you, I good to get you. It's crazy. And just so that person's like, man, I met Derek, like, he's pretty fucking out there. And then they would tell somebody who had met me, and they would be confused. Like, that would be, I can be mean sometimes.
So we did a show, it was in Chicago, like 2 years ago. We did a show with Tim Lister, who played Debo on Friday.
Okay.
And Tim's like, so when I do the show, I'm gonna not break character the whole weekend, and
what?
I'm gonna be Debo the whole weekend and not break character. And this dude came out to this show and Debo'd everybody. I walked around with my passes tucked in.
That's great. Wait, so he did a Friday?
Yeah, Debo, the big, yeah.
Oh, the boxing one? Which one?
No, the movie Friday.
Oh,
Debo, yeah.
I thought you were slanging like Friday the 13th. They go, I'm pretty astute. And I'm like, wait, there's no Debo on Friday. That's a different Friday.
Yeah, different Friday.
All right. One's machetes, one's pot. Got it.
No, I'm just talking about, you know, how he like totally came.
Wait, was he stoned in the movie?
No, he beat people up in the movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's even okay. That's a fact we need to know for the character. That's weird. I can understand. Can you imagine if he was like the character was stoned the whole time? I'm gonna be in character the whole time. Yeah, buddy. Good call for you. Yeah, you do that. Yeah. Are you stoned? Nope. In character.
I know. I actually know some people who do that.
That's fantastic. Oh my god. So wait, was he trying to start fights with people and stuff?
No. Well, I mean, no, you don't fight Debo, dude. If you see Friday, you don't mess with Debo.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, I love it.
Oh, it was great.
It's all psychological warfare.
You should totally do like the whole Swedish chef voice.
I'll do Sandberg's version. Yeah, if you deferred. How about you? I was thinking a weird thing, like, tying to a Friday story. At one point when we were doing the film, I remember there was a Boy Scouts camp that was happening, the camp next to us at one point, and the producers, we were hanging out by the monitors watching filming, and they're like, hey man, there's like 250 Boy Scouts over there. You should totally go in the auditorium and scare the crap out of them. I go, oh, no, that's not cool. Like, yeah, that's me. I go, no. What you do is, you wait by the outhouse for one of them to go out by themselves, scare the crap out of him. Then he runs back in and tells the rest of the pack what just happened. Everyone thinks he's crazy and his life's ruined. And they stopped and they were quiet, their mouths were open. They were, you're messed up. Like, that's playful and yours is mean. And I go, like, playing with pros, my friends. Playing with pros. So silly.
Our son's a Boy Scout. You want his dates?
I will take requests like that later on in my career. Oh my god. I'm gonna be like those guys. Like, I'm gonna get to the point of the career where the career goes south, always showing up with bouncy houses and people's houses. Like, hey, you wanna see Jason? Like, gonna get you. Hey, your parents said you're not doing well in school. Be good or I'll visit you. Cameo. No.
He's super busy during the month of October.
Yeah, that's it. Oh my god. Hey, will you be a predator for our kids' party? What type? Jokes.
Good news is we got Brian Steele, though.
Oh yeah, Brian would do it. And that was another thing that felt bad. I go, making that predator joke. I was like, some of you have heard it already. Just pretend you didn't. I was at an airport once, and I'm standing here. There's a lady standing here and a couple standing here, and I had like my headphones in, but they weren't on. And I always mind my own business. And the lady from the couple looks over, and she's like, "Oh my God, that guy is a predator." The woman in between us, here, you will all be me. I got this. Dum Derek, who overcompensates in times of stress and social awkwardness. No. What she meant was like space alien and like hunting predator. Not like register in your neighborhood. Like, and then more and more people started turning around, and I was like, I did it. Okay, I'm gonna have a great flight. Okay, bye. Like, just a freaking idiot. Just ruined.
Just gonna take another plane.
Hey, no worries. Just gonna sit behind you. I'll sit pitch. You do picks. Okay, bye. Yeah, stupid. Absolutely stupid. If you just walked in, I'm ruining my career. This will probably be the last thing I ever do because I'm talking way too much and way too candidly. Yeah, hi. I thought you were in for a second. I have a question about what you're doing right now, sir. Why did we come out to say yes to see you? Sorry, what else? What do you want to talk about?
See, that's why I love PLs with you. It's like, you never know what can happen. I'm just gonna go hang out with Derek for now.
Dude, my background's all improv comedy, so like, it's always like you want. Like, as a fan, I get bored when you're going like, "Hey, Robert England, what's your favorite kill?" And like you've heard it a million times, so I'm always like, man, we're all here together. Like, let's have fun and do something different. You can remember that time, like Derek lost his pants on stage or something stupid. Like, I don't know, like just to tell a story so you have fun and just celebrate horror.
Stupid. Hit it with the, so you consider macaroni and cheese to be a side dish or a main course?
That would be amazing. The entire time we talk nothing horror.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, at one point when I was talking about our last panel, actually, I brought it up, right? I thought it'd be so cool to do a podcast where each of these cons, Oregon, LA, whatever, where they call it like fan or ultimate fan or whatever. And I'm so used to getting the spotlight on things. I thought it'd be cool to share the spotlight with fans, and they sit down and go like, "Hey man, like, what do you do? Like, what do you like? Why do you like horror? Like, what?" And just talk horror and like go back and forth. Like that to me would be. And that way, you're also sharing the spotlight, going, "Oh, I'm on this episode," and I think that would be fun. So.
Dude, that's what we're doing. Next time me and you have a panel together, we're just going to call somebody randomly.
That would be
just bring them up, and we're just going to give them the grill question.
Oh man, that'd be so much fun. Hello, Terry. Where are you from? Oh, you just got out of jail? Okay, have a seat, Terry.
So,
stuff, yeah. Yeah, majority of fans are super cool, but there's that 1% who are bonkers. Where like Adam Green and I did a panel in at Rock and Shock in Worcester, Mass. And bye. Oh no, it's totally understandable. I would do the same thing.
That don't surprise me.
Oh, this is the restroom. It's very similar. But no, Adam Green and I did this panel where we always try to do something new because Adam is such a huge lover.
See, I told you guys that wasn't the bar.
That's not the dude from Powder.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Stupid. Oh my god, I almost got a fight with a guy about that at one point. At a con. Which was some guy was trying to fight with a friend of mine. Sometimes when you're a taller dude, people at bars or whatever, guys with attitudes try to test you, and they can see if they can roll you, because if the smaller guy can like roll the big guy, they own him all night, and like whatever. But I saw these guys like screw with a friend of mine, a celebrity friend of mine who could handle his own, but he was a little tipsy at the time. I came down into the bar area, and the guys were, I see them look at him from behind, you know, like, hey, they went, slammed into him while he's ordering a drink. And I was like, oh no, I know what's going on. And he looks at them laughing, they do it again, and he's like, hey man, like, settle down. And I go, here we go. I'm not a violent dude at all, but like, you can do whatever you want to me, but when I see somebody like trying to bully somebody else, I lose my mind. So I walk over and I stand there, and my friend's like, hey, so these guys are, you know, are cops. You know, they do this, and like on their off time, they're here for the wedding, and this and that. I go, hey, how you doing? And the guy goes, hey man, do you know who you remind me of? Or who you look like? You look like that guy from Powder. I lost my way. Who the fuck are you? I don't know who the fuck. Like, got into his face. I go, I don't know you. You don't disrespect me that way. And my friend's like grabbing me back. Dude, relax. I go, no. I know these type of guys, and they're looking for a fight right now, and they're looking for someone who's like weaker than they are. I go, I get hit by professionals. And I go, yeah, no. And he pulled me off. Not 5 minutes later, a fight breaks out from those three assholes because some delightful kid comes over and dressed as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, walked over to them, like, hey, Cowabunga, you want some pizza? And had pizza, just handing it out randomly. And he goes, what'd you say to me? Like, what are you doing? And they jumped the dude, the three of them. And I go, here we go. And I like, put it in the crowd. And like, the friend and his wife like grabbed me. And no, it's not your fault. I go, no, like I said, I'm used to getting hit. And I go, that guy's not. I go, they're just trying to be assholes. And like, they can't get away with it. Right? And then security came and broke it up. But sorry, it's a little tangent story. Like, it just drives me crazy when people are like, "Arr," trying to be jerks to each other. We're all people, man. Be nice. So yeah. I call it the Swayze Roadhouse technique. It's like, be nice until it's time not to be nice. Yeah. I love Roadhouse. I always thought it'd be cool also, like, before he passed, like, I was dead serious, and people were like, what? You're weird. I thought it'd be so cool if they remade Roadhouse, but, because they were going to, at one point with Ronda Rousey, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I thought it'd be so cool if they cast Prince as like in Roadhouse. It'd be like a Purple Rain Roadhouse, but like, I thought you'd be taller. You know what I mean? But to see Prince on high platforms, you know, like kicking ass and like fucking and having those emotional scenes, seeing him like oiled up doing, you know, katas, you know. He's so brooding and sensitive. I freaking love him. Think about it later on. On board.
So I think we're gonna start one of those crowdfunding things to actually make this happen.
Oh, but Prince passed away though, so we can't.
I'm sure we can find somebody who looks a
His
lot like
hologram.
Yes.
Prince's hologram. What did you guys talk about your panel?
So wait a minute.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Okay.
Just so you know, like 5 of the people in their heads went, "Me too." 35 other people like,
Wait, that isn't the guy from Friday the 13th. He's talking about Roadhouse.
Yeah. When's that guy gonna break something? What the heck? When's he gonna threaten people with that?
This DJ Munchies guy sucks. Alright, so
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
let's
Focus, we're focusing people. Focusing.
in Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
You did actually bring a dexterity and a rage and a new charisma to Jason that I don't think we'd ever seen
I like to call those father issues.
Okay.
Keep going.
Not gonna lie, you're stepping on my strip club name here.
Wait, your strip club name is Father Issues?
No, daddy issues. I always want to start
Where
strip
do you
club
dance
daddy
at?
issues. Where do I dance at?
Yeah.
Well, I can't give away all the good information. Come on, Derek, this is your panel, not mine.
I think you should dance right now or we're going to call you a liar. Get that queen of the damn going.
Oh, you gotta come to karaoke tonight for that.
Oh my god. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, 11 o'clock.
Are you doing the Jonathan Davis originals or are you doing Jonathan Davis wrote and then the company got mad because they didn't want him to do it? So he had like Marilyn Manson and everybody else come in and redo the visual, the lyrics.
I mean,
Oh, do I know too much about Queen of the Damn soundtrack?
you know,
Oh shit, sorry. I went to school with Jonathan Davis.
like
High school.
Like high school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How was he in high school?
He was a year older, and he was very Jonathan Davis, lead singer of Korn. Very Flock of Seagulls, like War Creepers, very into the Cure. I didn't know him very well, but it was a fun fact about Jonathan Davis. When he plays the bagpipes and all of the Korn albums, in Bakersfield, our high school was Highland High, and we were the Scotsmen, and he was one of the Scotsmen who played the bagpipes. And so, knowing to play bagpipe, that's when he was doing the rock and roll music. He added that to his rock and roll, which is pretty cool. Fun fact. He's gonna hunt me down and murder me.
And that's the answer to the Friday the 13th question I asked.
I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna start labeling my panels therapy. Like, it's not so much Q&A, like Derek Mears therapy. So when I was 4, my dad, I mean, he was so dominant, I just don't... Sorry. So, bringing the new dexterity.
Yeah. I mean, it was, like you brought a new attitude to the character that I don't think we'd ever seen before. You know, like I said, a rage and dexterity. You know, Jason kind of just slumped around a lot of times. You like you brought that shit. You know what I mean? Like, was that your direction? Was that direction? Were they like, hey, this is how we want you to do the character? I mean, where did that come from?
I was really blown away because I was impressed with the producers from Platinum Dunes because a lot of I try to tell fans that they actually went online and read a lot about what fans' reactions were, what fans were looking for and wanted because they wanted to appease the fans with the Friday reboot. And what I kept talking about with the director over and over, I kept talking about having emotional kills where we all have this kind of pent-up rage inside of us where like we don't have to be violent people, but if we are to sit here and there's somebody you love, like an animal or your child or your spouse, and someone were to walk over right now and kick them in the face, we all have that initial just that of our keyboard of emotions. We have that anger key where it's like, I want to destroy you. You attack someone that I love, and it's that protective feeling. So I kept saying with the director what I wanted, because sometimes he would be like, oh, Derek, come in here, we want you to lift like this, and just come down like that. I go, can I make a suggestion? I go, there has to be an emotional kill, like a shivving in a prison. There has to be that emotion behind it for us to be on board for what's happening. And I explained that, I go, with Jason and doing the research and whatnot, like, as a human being, it's in our nature to love and to be, we're pack animals. We're designed to be with other human beings. But that isolation, when you're separated from that, like what's the mental journey that you go on, or what is that like to be by yourself for so long? So my mentality behind a lot of the kills was almost like a soldier to like a Vietnam, like an army flashback, a PTSD or so, where it was almost like that being that at such a young age his mother was taken from him, though she's batshit crazy. That was his only tie to love because he's already before that rejected by society from how he looks. Also got way too deep into it. That when right now with these kids, he wants to be left alone, and they've encroached on his land, where it's almost like a Vietnam flashback, where it's like you're the one that took the one thing that I love in this world, the one thing that loved me away from me. I'm going to destroy you, as if it just happened at that moment. So you have that emotional release to come out on camera, because as human beings, when someone feels something, we all feel whatever they're feeling as long as it's genuine. And so I really tried to tie into those passionate kills. And that's another thing also, sometimes fans will, on a slight tangent, when people are like, oh, like Jason doesn't take hostages, like that's not my version. I go, oh, you don't understand the subtext of what's going on there, because we're not just doing the straightforward for how it is. For that, the reason that Jason took Amanda as a person or a hostage, in a sense, or abducted her as a hostage, is the same thing, is because he's been rejected by society and his only tie to love is his mom. And being that he sees her and she looks so similar to his mother, it's that, oh my God, I want to be loved, but also you're the one that killed my love. So it's a weird duality that's happening inside his head, where it's a fight and he's not sure, and that's why he's keeping her there and going like, I'm not. It's that conundrum he's trying to deal with. So they're adding so much to the writer's context. They've added the deeper levels to the character than we had previously seen before. I'm so sorry. I was like in the habit also like the question would be like, Derek, well, what's your favorite number? And I'm like, well, out of all the numbers, back in the 1970s, a man by the name say 10, 9, whatever. Shut up, move on. So I go on tangents. Sorry.
No, I dig it. That's how you find out a lot of really good information stuff. So, during filming or post-filming, were you able to keep masks or any props or anything?
I put in my contract that I got one of the masks, one of the 6 or so, because yeah, it blows my mind on shows when people are talking about like, oh, I stole this or I stole that. I go, that's sometimes hundreds of thousands or dollars, and I go, that's theft. Like, you can be prosecuted, and also that's not yours. Like, yeah, you wore it, but that's not yours. You can't take that. And also sometimes I'm going like, no one in particular, not having anyone in mind, but if that happens, guess who you're not going to work for ever again? Because you took that. That's not what it is. So I try to be as professional as possible. So, yeah, if you go to my house, you won't know what I do for a living, because I have all my stuff kind of put away. But I do have, from time to time, I will have the mask out, and some fans are like, or not fans, but friends are like, wait, why is this in like locked up? Why is it like a black box? I go, because if you do, you can't put it on and take selfies and play with it, because that's what I would want to do. So do whatever you want. And it's so cool because you have friends, like, who are your friends to be your friends, but like, you can tell some of them like really enjoy some of the characters. You see that like, so it's cool to take a picture of that right now? Like, dude, do whatever you want. I just do it. And they know. It's like, it's cool. It's just sharing. I'm so lucky to do what I do, so I try to share that positive energy.
Yeah, I'd probably go over the whole panoramic,
Yeah, totally. Line up. That's what people are like, why don't you bring it out to shows? I go, because someone's going to be an ass and try to steal it, and then I'll have to beat someone up in front of people, and I don't want to do that. I sound like a violent, horrible person. I'm not at all.
So what did we learn today?
Here are the 2 things that I don't like in this world.
I love it. Yeah, by the way, whenever I do ask the props question, I always make sure I'm like post statute of limitations.
Smart,
so
yeah,
that way
very
nobody
smart.
gets in trouble.
Well, dude, it bummed me out. Like on Predators, for example, like they made K&B made 2 beautiful Predator skulls, and they used them in the scene. And we're on a professional movie crew, a professional movie set. In between takes, or in between a scene, one of them was left out or whatever because it was part of the set dressing. Came back, someone grabbed it and took it, and we couldn't have it for the next scene. We're like, what are you doing? Like, now you're hurting the film because of this. Thing happened on Pirates of the Caribbean, where I did the very first Pirates of the Caribbean, and in the giant treasure cove, they had those, the actual coins, and they printed so many hundred of these coins, and they were just gorgeous looking props. The metal work did them just great, and they all had them in the chest. And at one point on the show, they had a memo that went out to everybody. Look, because everyone has been stealing the coins, we don't have enough coins for the finale shot. We don't have enough coins, so no charges will be pressed. But if you have them, please put them in this box on this or something, because we need them. And it just blows my mind that people steal like that, and it's not right just because you play a character or you wore a wardrobe event. Unless it's in your contract, I personally like that's not cool. How's that for an answer? Half hour later.
Oh, shit. So, how do you feel about macaroni and cheese?
It's delicious. It makes my taste buds jump like a trampoline.
And so, you've obviously had a multitude of different
Girlfriends. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, well, that's
no.
Okay, so that's where we were going with this one. No, so you've played a multitude of different characters. You've done film, you've done TV, you've done live stuff. The impromptu stuff. What is your favorite? Or do you have
just performing? Like, it's so fun to have like kind of this mental doodle pad, and it's such an inward-outward thing. So a lot of times when you're acting, just in general, it's almost like you're in a dark closet. Unless you're doing a live show, you don't know if you should turn it up or turn it down. So the live audience, you're getting that immediate opiate, and you know if something they're quiet, like to turn it up, or to be bigger, or it's not something's not registering, or so you have a symbiotic relationship with the audience that give that back and forth. But with TV and film, it's a different art, because if you're doing a comedy or horror, people behind the camera can't say anything because they'll ruin the take. And so you're acting kind of in this, especially if you're doing creature work or mass stuff, you're in this black void where in your head, you're kind of imagining what it's like, but you also don't know. Because like doing Swamp Thing, for example, I asked like some of my makeup friends, went, hey, be my second set of eyes on the monitors, because I could be doing a totally dramatic scene where I'm crying and having an emotional connection with the actor I'm working opposite of, but I don't realize that a piece of my swamp broccoli is like here when I look at like a symbol for someone's genitalia or something, and like, but you're in your head going, you're giving this beautiful monologue and bawling, and then like, check out your root wiener, like.
So I mean, let's face it, guys, we hate it when our swamp broccoli.
Yeah, guys, put your root wieners away. So you don't know, so you're in that void. So it's all different. It's like those people who are foodies. Like, I like food in general. I don't really care how it's made or how I get it presented. Like, I just love being able that creative process, and I love so much of it is kind of improv, because you're in the moment and you surrender to the character. And you don't know how it's going to be every episode or every take or scene, and that's kind of the excitement is. Like with improv in general, I try to describe it as it's like you're jumping out of an airplane without a parachute, and you're figuring it out on the way down. So it's not like, oh, here we go. But you've prepared a lot for when you're not doing improv. But there's just so many aspects to all different of the mediums of performance that I just enjoy and do.
Awesome. No, like, here's the thing. I was actually just kind of thinking back, because brought the troupe out to one of our shows and did the whole improv thing.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking how awesome it was just to watch you guys, because you guys, I mean, literally, they would sit here, and there's what, 5, 6 of you guys?
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
Yeah,
on stage, and there's like 3 or 4 off.
Yeah, and I mean, they would just like have people like shout out stuff in the audience, and like what was going along this way also just takes the weirdest turn.
We do a show called the name of the show is called The Resistance, and what we do is we improvise a movie or an action adventure film live on stage. There's no script involved at all, and so what we'll do is there's 6 of us on stage. We have a keyboardist who scores it live. We have a guy in the sound booth doing lights, doing cuts, doing sometimes we'll have a rear projection screen where they can project things onto there or whatnot. And there's it's what's unique about it is there's stunt pads, there's blocks, there's ladders, there's ropes, there's like water bottles, all kinds of crazy things that can be used as multiple things. And we'll start the show, we'll come out with a genre board, and there's 4 different genres on there where it might be like Western, sci-fi, kids adventure, doesn't matter what it is. And if we go out to the audience member and they have a dart gun and they shoot it, and whatever they hit is what we're gonna do for that night. So if it's Western, for example, they hit Western, we'll go, okay, for a Western, what are your favorite tropes in Westerns? Things that happen over and over again that you would see in a Western? And also, what are the things that you would like to see in a Western? And people would, oh, the crazy, the guy who makes the food named Cookie, the part where they're going to do a gunfight at high noon and the tumbleweed rolls by. So we don't write them down, we'll try to remember them in our heads. They usually take about 20 or so. And with that said, we explain to the audience, we're like, we don't know what's going to happen in the show, and being that it's improv, we are going to come out to you. We might come out to you from time to time because it's not just our show, it's all of our shows for the people who show up. And we might ask you to join in, we might do a scene with you. There is no wrong, because the reason we do it, we talk about is that as adults, so many people are so worried about being successful or their social media numbers or like who's pretty. We all have our own insecurities and BS. But we forgot that it's okay to be a kid and just play. It's in our human nature to play. And it's so important to do that. And so we'll do the show and the lights go out. There's no secret formula or anything. I've been doing improv professionally since I was 17. And we just go and we tell a story live on stage. We'll climb on each other's shoulders. We'll build things out of the pads. It's bonkers. But it's kind of like, the analogy is like, I'm working with other guys, like, the 6 other guys, it's like writing a story in pen, where each person's taking a line that you cannot erase. Like, once somebody writes something, that's what it is. And like, you might not make sense now, you're laying puzzle pieces, then later on you can justify why in the story, the plot line. So we're the writers, we're the stunt people, we're the actors, we're the directors, and your brain kind of melts because you're trying to remember all the characters' names, because one of your jerk friends will be like, I'm Professor Poopity Pops. You're like, Poopity? Okay, I gotta remember Poopity Pops for an hour now and tie it back in, and like you're constantly, it melts your brain, but it's so much fun to do because we all experience like a live show together, and that thing that you saw, we all made that together. So people's suggestions, like, oh, that's my suggestion, like that. Like one night, like for example, they gave us one of the suggestions, like, oh, the part of the film where there's just long stairs, where people are coming down long stairs. And we screwed around, and at one point we stopped, and we had this big romantic scene, and we were just doing this. Looking into each other's eyes, and one of our friends who was in the show, because also we'll break the fourth wall from time to time when we're with the audience, like, oh, you guys are so clever, there's your long stairs, idiots. Because we were just staring at each other for a long time. Oh, you meant like actual stairs. But it's so much fun. Like another real quick example, if it's boring you, please let me know, we'll move on. But one night we got we did like a Die Hard, we call it a hostile takeover, which is ridiculous. And it all took place in this megaplex McDonald's was going to be the biggest McDonald's, the grand opening of this big McDonald's, and terrorists come over and take it over. And the janitor is an ex-Irish IRA member or whatever who's starting his life over. You find out in the third act that they're actually drilling a hole in the bottom basement because next door is the gold reserve, of course. But the suggestion we got, in the third act when they escape in the helicopter. And so like, where's so-and-so? Like, he's heading to the helipad, he's heading to the helicopter. All this is completely improvised. This is just kind of how, I use an example of how the show works. So the main villain walks on stage, another guy comes out, pops open an 8-foot ladder. The main villain, without hesitation, without anything in his face, steps up to the rungs, pretends to lock himself in, pretends to grab a mine helmet, puts it on, locks it in, starts doing this, different buttons and whatnot. As he hits the one button, a guy runs on with a jump rope to the top of the ladder, starts to and starts it. Everyone's dead serious, which is ridiculous because we're grown adults. As soon as he grabs the throttle and does this, he tilts himself. 2 other guys grab the ladder and start to slide it across stage. The hero runs on, stops where the edge of the building was, and just stares off of where the helicopter's going. The heroine steps on and goes, "It's too far. You'll never be able to make it." He goes, "I've got to try." He runs back, and then he starts to sprint across stage. I realize what he's doing. I step on, and as soon as he gets to the edge, he goes, he starts to go in slow motion towards the end, like, dead serious, by the way. And he goes, "Ugh." And I go, "Oh, I know what he's doing." I race on, I grab him, and I bench press him over my head. And he starts to swim in the air, dead serious the whole time, like, "Ugh." Pretends to grab onto the pad of the helicopter, dislocate his shoulder, which we established in the first act, where he has a bad shoulder. He pulls himself up and begins to do an improvised fight scene with the guy in the helicopter. And people afterwards were like, "Oh, you guys have done that all the time." And then we're, "No, like that's what's so special about the show. We've all just experienced that for the first time, and we don't know what the freak we're doing. Like we're just making it up as we go." But the teamwork is just so beautiful, and to tell a long narrative story with no script, I love the high wire act.
Yeah, it's definitely a great show, a good time. So we've got a little bit more time before we go. Throw some audience questions.
Yeah, please. Like I'd love it. Like whatever you guys want to ask. Like,
so front row right here. How about this?
Sure. That is hard. That's a good. The question with those who can hear is which character do I like playing more, Jason or Predator? They both have their unique aspects, but I think because growing up as a horror fan and having that Jason gave me so many nightmares as a child, I'm gonna have to go with Jason. Don't get me wrong, I love Predator, and it's so freaking cool, but I have a more of a tie to Jason from my own childhood. Because I used to scare my sister. I would buy the cheap, masks from the grocery store. They're kind of, like 99 cents you could see through. I remember running around, like my sister's older than like 8 years older than I am, running around in tidy whities only and having this mask on and going, "Meh." So I kind of feel like Hollywood now is going, "Oh, you're pretty good. We'll make you go pro." So I do it professionally now. I also, if you're wondering that when I talk to her, if I bring that up all the time, oh yeah, 1000% all the time. She's like, "You're an idiot." Super fun.
All right.
More questions.
How about another question? Right here.
Shoot. The question was, what's my favorite part? Actually, I'll go out from now on and hold the thing. It'll be fun. I'll do it about that also. What was my favorite part about working for doing Swamp Thing? Honestly, the entire show. I try to explain to people that show is so special. We all felt, a lot of us are veterans on the show, that it was something special, and we all knew it because it didn't matter if you were the main producer to the PA. Everybody treated each other with such respect and kindness and valued what everybody did on the show. We literally became a family. Like, some guest stars would come in and be on the show, and they're going, "You're treating us like series regulars. Like, you're going out to dinner or you're going to go axe throwing, and you invite us and you treat us like everybody else." I'm like, yeah, this is how it should be, because there's no hierarchy. We're all here to create something wonderful or try our best. We don't know how it's going to turn out. And it's honestly, like, it's the best thing I've ever been a part of. I'm not, we didn't get to do a second season. We'll see if something turns around in the future. But the positive thing is we got to do a 10-hour Swamp Thing movie how we wanted to do it, as a hard R horror. And I'm really proud of the project and the people that I got to work with. More questions. I'm coming out. I'm going to run back. We're going to line this up. We're getting too stale. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
If you had to choose between, like, any of the Fantastic Four, I guess remaining to play like swap roles, would you choose Freddy, Mike Myers, or Leatherface?
I thought you were talking about regular Fantastic Four. I'm like, "Big Grim! I want to play the thing! Yeah, I'll play the thing! I'm down!" Okay, so the horror Fab Four, so it's Freddy, Michael, Jason, and who else? Wait. Freddy, Michael, honestly, like, I would love, I said it before in interviews where I want to do a Freddy type character, not necessarily Freddy, but I want to combine, there's a fine balance between violence and humor, and there's a sadistic line to draw, and I would love to do a character that walked those lines, not necessarily Freddy, but like that way, but if I were offered Freddy, I would love to a lot of times for roles, I'll either put muscle on or burn muscle off. I think it'd be really as a challenge as an actor. Could also, no disrespect, like, if they're going to do Freddy, do Robert Englund. Like if Robert didn't do it, I would love to cut weight and get gaunt. Like literally, like get very just like thin and creepy, and have that version of Freddy, which would be really creepy in my opinion. That's what I would like to do and challenge myself that way. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but it would just be fun. So it's a lovely question. Thank you for asking.
All right, we got time for one more.
Wait, do this. Run to that person, or we'll do them at the same time, and I'll answer at the same time. Go to that person. Right here. All right, wait. Ready? I'll go 3, 2, 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Question.
Did you get advice from Kane Hodder about playing Jason?
All right, and then mine was, what was it like to be killed by Kane Hodder and Victor Crowley?
Awesome. Okay, so the same question. So the question is, did I get any advice from Kane Hodder to play Jason? And what was it like getting killed by Kane Hodder in Hatchet 3? No, I didn't know Kane before the show at all. All my own take on things, but being a fan, I was very familiar with the work of the guys who came before me, because I'm an idiot. And working with Kane was a super blast, because I was supposed to do Hatchet 2, but I was on Predators at the time, and Predators ran long, so Adam rewrote the script for the character that I was supposed to play and broke it into 2 different characters. So when Hatchet 3 came around, they go, hey, I know everyone's asked you to fight Kane over and over, and Adam goes, if you don't know Adam Green, look Adam Green up. He's like the nicest one of us in the world. He kept saying, fans, we're doing this for the fans. The reason we want to do this is for the fans. And I was like, I'm on board. Like, I've always said no to fight Kane because it wasn't the right film. I go, I'll do it. I go, plus, my background is, MMA as a hobbyist. I used to teach martial arts. I go, I would love to be able to open up on somebody and throw high kicks and like really get into like down and dirty with Kane. And he goes, maybe you should read the script first. So those of you who have seen it know the gag there. Those of you who haven't, it's very short. So, but no, Kane was super nice. And then at one point, Kane, when we were locking up, and he was the random lines, I was doing wild lines to screw with Kane. He was so nice because he's like, hey man, like I really appreciate you saying yes to do this. And he goes, next time, like I'll be the loser. Like I'll do a film that you want to do, and I'll get beat up or killed by you. And I go, Kane, just so you know my mentality. I go, it's not that at all. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the fans, and it's about Victor Crowley. So it's about the mythos of Victor Crowley. We're trying to elevate that level for the character. So personally, it has nothing to do with either of us. And he's like, oh man, that's cool. So I've known Kane for a long time also. He's always been so kind and generous to me. So it makes me very happy to share a moment of film with him. So yeah. So are we wrapping up now?
Yeah, I think so. It's about that time, guys.
Guys, sincerely, thank you so much for coming out and listening to Yip Yap for so long and participating and having fun. And also, thank you also for coming out to the show for all of us to celebrate horror. You've been nothing but kind, so thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, Mr. Derek Mears.